as you don't make a big hairy deal out of the things that are bothering you, and you do add emphasis to the things that are going well. As you let your work, your process, be more about making lists of positive aspects, we would move from meditation, which is the most general thing that you can do with your mind, to making lists of positive aspects, which is the most specific thing that you can do about the things that are important to you. And we'd move back and forth between those processes. And in doing so, we would tune ourselves to the frequency of what's in our vortex. And then we would just let the chips fall where they may. We would not try to control law of attraction. We would not try to control other people. We would make a decision that we have a singular intent, and that is to be aware of and therefore control the vibrational output. So when you understand things as you do you know that you're the creator of your own experience? Yes. Do you know that you're offering a vibration in all waking moments? Do you believe that law of attraction is matching up? Are you the only one that knows this?
No, yeah.
Do you believe that whatever you're putting out is what's coming back to you? And isn't that meaningful information?
Yeah.
Don't you just love if you miss it when it's in the subtle stages, and so you continue to do it even though you don't mean to do it? Don't you love that it gets big enough that soon it gets your attention? And isn't it nice that really knowing what you don't want helps you to really know what you do want? And doesn't it feel good to recognize that there's no ending to that expansion? Don't you love recognizing that when you've asked for something, that you're not a vibrational match to it, but that you want to feel good, so you keep reaching for the feeling of it until you find it, and you can feel it sort of click into place in a vibrational way? And as soon as it clicks into place in a vibrational way, in an emotional way, now you've prepared yourself for the contents of your vortex to some extent. And now, just like water flows downhill, it begins flowing into your experience as affirmation or confirmation or manifestation, as proof, as evidence of the improvement that you made in your vibrational outputting. And then don't you love that there's enough variety that causes you to then regroup and launch another rocket, which at first feels off to you? It's not a vibrational match to where you are. You can't really put your finger on what's wrong, but you want to feel good, so you're willing to reach for it. So you meditate or do whatever you can in order to feel better, and then another piece of it comes and you feel that click into place. We want to help you to feel as we feel about the deliciousness of molding the energy. We want you to experience the subtlety, and therefore the precision, and therefore the specifics, and therefore the deliciousness. It's like being an energy connoisseur. You used to like that big old gallon jug, but you don't anymore. In other words, your tastes become refined in all things. Your tastes of energy become refined. You get better and better at it, and you begin to enjoy the subtleties of it more. And then you begin to feel this worthiness as you finally acknowledge that the universe will match you vibration to vibration. That if this time-space reality has the wherewithal to inspire you to that unique newness that you are asking for, that with understanding of the laws of the universe and a simple willingness to want to feel good, and an understanding of the laws of the universe enough to know that in the going general, which has the potential of seeming boring, but also has the potential of activating your subtle awarenesses and actually giving you more definition than you've ever had before. So you can become this creative genius on subject after subject. You are the creator of your experience, but we are in on it with you. And when you explore and expand beyond your current belief or ability to allow your expansion, we still take it and know it and hold you as our object of attention, knowing that you will find it. But more importantly, not knowing that you will find it so that you will have the manifestation that will please you, but knowing in the reaching for the finding of it, you will have the joy that we have found even before the manifestation of it. So when we talk now about you preparing the grid, the words that we've been offering lately are, you want to make yourself ready for what's ready for you. You want to make yourself ready for what's ready for you. Once you have mastered this understanding that you can control the way you feel because you have the power to focus, and then you practice yourself into steady, chronic alignment, and then the universe shows you that only what is wanted is flowing to you. And if there is something that is a bit off, you don't freak out about it. You just take us another step one moment, and you maintain your balance regardless of it. That's what unconditional love is. Alignment regardless of the condition. You have to start with a decision that you want to feel good. If that's the premise, if you've started with that decision that you want to feel good, then what that means is, what you're saying is, I want to feel good, and I understand I can't feel good unless I'm really blended with all that I am. Which causes you to then understand that if you hadn't expanded to more than you can maybe normally maintain, then there would not be any new reach. And so now you're making peace with the fact that you are always vibrationally reaching beyond your patterns or habits that you've been practicing. So it's always accurate to say, I have beliefs that are not up to speed with the whole of who I am. And I mean to figure out which of those beliefs aren't up to speed with who I am, so that I can be up to speed with who I am. However, the beliefs that I hold that are not up to speed with who I am are responsible for my further expansion. So I'm embracing all of these beliefs, positive ones and negative ones, because expansion matters so much to me. If I didn't have the ability to know what I don't want, I wouldn't have the ability to know what I do want. So I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm just looking for steady things to help me continue to expand, and constant awareness and desire to feel good, which keeps me moving in the direction of the expansion that I've made. And it is my powerful intent to live happily ever after in that way. And if somebody else has the benefit of being up close to me and figuring it out based upon the powerful example that I'm offering, then I am really fulfilling my purpose for being. But I was not born to be an example for them. I was born to be the joyful creator that I am. This is something that we really, really, really want you to hear, because it gets off pretty easily in the moment that you're trying to mentor someone that you really care about. And it gets back on track really fast when you understand that they can't miss anyway. Nobody's going to miss this. Everybody's having expansion. Everybody's putting stuff in their vortex. Everybody's going to eventually come into alignment with it, you see. This is a universe of attraction, and there is no exclusion. There's no pushing anything away. What you give your attention to, you're calling to you. And of course you know that, but it was the perfect juxtaposition of that comment, because attention to it is the invitation of it.
Yeah.
That's why we say, and we really mean, you can't get to the bottom of something. You can't get to the bottom of what's bothering you, because your attention upon what's bothering you just causes that to have a deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. There is no bottom. The words don't really matter. It's how you feel. But sometimes in reaching for words, for example, let's take the word moody. That's a really moody person. She is always joyful. Yes. Joy is always her mood. Now, that's not what you meant when you said moody.
No.
By moody, you usually mean negative emotions,
mood,
but it doesn't have to be that way. So you could start expanding your meaning of the word moody by acknowledging that there are many moods. In other words, my partner is a very sensitive, intuitive person utilizing guidance in a very strong way. And when he focuses upon unwanted, his mood reflects it. And when he focuses upon wanted, his mood reflects that. And I am the same, because when I focus upon his mood, which is negative, then my mood reflects the same. In other words, we are all moody, which is my new way of saying we are all sensitive to vibration. We are all sensitive to emotion. We are all using our guidance system in a better way. So let's take the word moody. So what do I mean by moody, and how can I utilize it in a positive way? I mean attentive. I mean aware. I mean sensitive. I mean conscious. I mean aware of vibration. I mean sensitive. I mean guiding. I mean deliberate. I mean effective. So you take a word and then you just massage it into a vibration that works for you. So when we talk about going general, so Esther starts out every day. She opens her notebook, a great big page, and she writes the word fun. because she has decided to devote every day of her life to fun. Fun is what she is wanting. So fun, she writes fun. Fun is a nice word, and it means something specifically to Esther. But then she wants to broaden that word. Fun, I mean funny, and I mean laughing, and I mean good timing, and I mean spontaneity, and I mean whimsy and fanciful and good timing. Good timing is the best part of fun. I mean attraction. I mean sincere. I mean loving fun. And so she can get so much mileage out of one word just by reaching for other components of that word. And you can feel they were in a really beautiful cabin on this ship. And there was a beautiful buffet. And when they turned the key in it, Kate and Esther discovered it together. There were glasses of all sizes for different drinks. There were little cordial glasses. They were beautiful Waterford crystal. There were iced tea glasses. There were brandy glasses. And Esther said, ooh, let's have some fun. So she took one of each of them and put it on the table. And Kate poured a little bit of water in each one of them. And then Esther took a knife that was there and ding, 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 ding. And they discovered that by putting different amounts of water in different glasses, that they could discover a sort of perfect pitch. And they didn't have all of the notes on the musical scale, but enough of them to make some pretty good sounding music. And so it was Esther's turn. And so she is dinging, dinging, dinging. And it was really beautiful. Ding, 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 ding. And then, it was so obvious that that glass was out of alignment that Kate just burst out laughing. It was the funniest thing. So obvious that something is off. Yeah. And we want you to know that as you're reaching around for words, you can feel which ones resonate, which ones enhance, which ones add to it, and which ones are the sour note, which ones are the off, you see? There's a tendency as you move around in your physical world to find the friend that every time you ding them, you get back. And you want to blame them. And we want you to know you invited them to your symphony.
Okay.
And even though most of the notes are harmonious, every note that comes to you, you invited, you see. So just pour a little more water in them or something. And they'll usually tune right up. We think your guidance system is perfect. And we think you have been playing it out in a perfect way. We think that the world that is before you is a very bright world. We think the world that is here right now is just exactly right. We think that you are the creator of your own experience. And we think that right now, this very moment, you know that in a more vivid way than you've ever known it before. The second thing that we think that you've gathered from this is that, at least it's what we would have wanted to take away from it if we were standing in your physical shoes. Contrast, every bit of it is a good thing. And when I stand in a place that didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to, or even I thought maybe it should have, that rather than beating up on myself about the incompletion of this desire, instead, I'm going to take this contrast as the exact thing that it is. More information for meaningful expansion. Because it means there's something in my vortex that this new contrast is going to help me to sort out. You're the creator of your experience. You are not a regurgitator. You're not a puppet on a string. You are the creator of your experience. Do you get that? And don't you want the information with which to create? And don't you like the support that we all provide once you've carved it out? Don't you really like it that there's someone that says, well, you've forgotten, but you really, really want this. And you've forgotten this, but you really, really want this too. And you might have forgotten about that, but in the third grade, you decided that you really, really wanted that. And you really, really want this, and you want this, and you want this, and you want this, and it's all here. And it all is in harmony with itself. In other words, there's nothing that's in your vortex that's out of character or out of vibrational alignment with everything else. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is